Everything you think you know about the sea is about to change. Every story you have ever heard is true.
Thank you very much for being here. Welcome. Hello. Oh, it's good to see you again. You will be required to perform after the dancing monkeys.
Dancing monkeys, this is going to be awesome.
Greetings, everybody, on board this fabulous casino cruise. We will be your entertainment for the night.
Someone comes around the corner who's a short human that you would not recognize except for the fact that he is wearing black armor. He's cut off almost all of his beard. He's cut off almost all of his hair. And those of you who know Gamble know that he took great pride in his beard. And if you look closely, you might see a little tear coming out of his eye.
I bull rush towards him with my teeth exposed. Tell me what you know. We know you are hiding something.
I represent an order known as the Order of the Kraken. He grabs his head and his eyes begin to bleed. You cannot dispel this. His mind is being exploded from the inside. You hear a voice speak out of the dead body. You will not survive if you try to follow this path.
There has been a development.
Oh yeah, there has been. You wouldn't believe it, yeah.
Do you know the monkeys are...
The octopus is definitely just an ordinary octopus.
Well, how boring.
I know, right? You see that something is stalking the octopus and you cast Ray of Frost. Immediately the water around just freezes up. There is a large fish that tried to eat the little octopus.
Be like, tentacle bros.
You know the reason why you have this test.
Okay.
While you continue to need this blessing, you will not pass the test.
This task is too important right now for me to not have this power.
This reminds me, Gamil, of your burgeoning powers of the mind. Aren't you able to communicate these things to Danrik telepathically?
I'll either be able to help or I'll make Loic jealous, and either way I'll feel pretty good about myself. Danrik, I hope I don't, melt your brain.
Hey, there's not a whole lot of brain here to melt, so I think we're okay. My name's Danrik. It's nice to meet you.
The name is Benny. Good to meet you.
It's a good name, Benny.
My credentials. Whack. 25 to hit you. So he smacks you around the face. Is that proof enough that we can handle it?
I like him.
Yeah. I was like, I like the cut of your jib.
Are we going anywhere else, or are we good here? Where's your ship?
We're about to board our ship.
You are, in fact, right next to a ship that has no sails. Seriously. Okay. How much did we charge you?
Oh, Captain Benny, the ship flies.
What I want to ensure is simply that Luskin remains standing, that all of the places near to there that is within control of you stay standing.
We can provide you with one individual.
This is whatever you want. What for short?
What is nice?
Hello, what? It is good to meet you.
The mage that you took from Luskin is on the top floor, watching down intently as tentacles rise up from the sea on all sides of the ship. Hecaton just grabs hold of the tentacle, wraps it around his arms like, yeah, come on. The bullet cascades straight through the tentacle, ripping flesh off. The suckers fall all around the ground as bits of blood and muck just spray into the now almost unconscious Danrik. Watt introduces himself to Sarissa.
Oh, what name is he?
Greetings. My name is Goulon Bayenry. While you are all walking to the bed chambers, Arte slows down for a moment, kind of falls towards the back. You hear a loud crack and a pop as Arte casts teleport and disappears from Maelstrom. With the conch and with the dragon mask.
Aaron's clicking. He doesn't think that's Artir. He's going to pull out the magic mirror and scry on Artir.
And you see Artir stuck with his back and arms to a huge obsidian pillar. He looks bad.
Aaron!
We're coming for you.
I'll make your scales into a beautiful set of armor! Smash! Woo!
The whole hammer connects. The bone gets crushed underneath, straight through the mouth, embedding it into the ground below. She is now impaled and stuck. She hands the dragon mask to these individuals, who then place it into a slot on the statue. You can see in a line the black, the red, the white, the green, and now the blue. As you approach into the room, those dots, those lights that you see poking out of the pool, begin to rise up as a large skull forms. You become frightened of the Death Tyrant for 1
Well,
minute.
he's terrifying. He's a dead beholder. Who wouldn't be scared of this guy? Why are we still here?
You have a Hexblade Warlock in your party that mentioned at some point that his patron was Esset Telma. It is your weapon, and you feel complete finally.
Yes!
Artir just got a sword.
Cool, can I have my back now?
The world is at your feet. You've just taken down Imrith. You've just solved the whole world-ending event. What do you do?
I would be glad to continue to help Loic with your mission, and Aaron with yours as well, and Artir, you as well.
I do wish now to return to my homeland now that I have the object that I sought. But I do feel a debt is owed to each of you individually, and I will see this debt done.
You're certainly welcome to come to my home. Have some food, have some drink. We can hang out for a bit, and then I'd very much like to head to Waterdeep and deal with this doppelganger after that.
It takes you a couple moments trudging through the snow before an arrow flies out the window of the cabin and hits the floor next to your feet.
Is this how your wife always says hello?
I'm back!
I prepare a wall of force.
Lovely to meet you.
Osrin's suggested she come with us. The other situation is that there is somebody apparently pretending to be me.
Why would anyone be pretending to be you?
Oh.
Alright. You say Benny's gone. Bear with me. Can I drop my darkness, whip around that harpoon, and shoot Benny?
As his stomach is impaled with the harpoon gun, you hear a distant scream as, good job, you just killed Benny.
No!
You have effectively fished for Benny, and successfully caught him.
It's fun, ain't it?
She rolls her eyes. Turns out over the past couple of years, there's been quite a few cases of people claiming stolen identity, particularly in Waterdeep. We sent some of the best hunters inside the tunnels to search for whatever it may have been inside that sewage system that would have some answers as to why was this hunter killed, what happened. What am I to think when you come back talking about an imposter and I find a chess piece that looks identical to you in the same location I found a dead hunter?
It seems to be the same piece. And as far as we know, it was crafted by Lolth herself. It may be that this is Lolth's doing, and she's doing the same thing that she did once before.
So you're telling me Lolth, Queen of Spiders, all of that, the big bad Lolth, is watching us right now?
our enemy could be targeting the families of the masked lords.
We're looking at a possible power play for Ruby.
I will say, check on the game pieces that look like us. It's Loic. Any changes or activity?
Not sure what you're talking about. You picked them up last month.
Oh! They're not there anymore.
You do learn the Guildmaster's name. It is Garagoten.
I flip a table. My mortal enemy has become the leader of the guild, and I think that he's part of a larger conspiracy to take over Waterdeep. But that will only make my revenge all the more sweet.
Gamel, you pop and appear in a room filled with drow. There is a ornamental ritual going on of sorts, as you see a number of drow priestesses stood around an altar with a male drow body restrained on top of the altar. You feel fairly certain that if this guy had a wide-brimmed hat and an eye patch, that would be Jarl Axel strapped to the altar right now being sacrificed. Something that you would know about this ritual, it reattaches the soul to the body and forces the reanimated form to follow the order of the priestess.
Alright, so here's the plan. You turn invisible. I'm going to cast See Invisibility on myself. Then, I'm going to use the information I just got from the mirror to dimension door into the room. Before doing so, I will cast Greater Invisibility on myself, so we'll both be invisible when we enter the room. Then I'm going to cast Enlarge on Danrik, and he will remain invisible, yet enlarged, and I can see him because I can see invisibility.
And this is what
you
I
hear
have
that,
to deal
people
with,
at home?
folks.
Danrik is doing everything he can not to just absolutely piss himself right now. He's by himself in this room with all of these scary, scary drow.
Loic, what was going on? Did he recognize the ritual?
It's called the Zinkarla, also known as the Binding of a Spirit Wraith. It's a very rare ritual that only Lothites can conduct.
Screw it. There's drow down
Whole lot.
Yeah?
So many.
there.
Do you know anyone by the name of Gularn? One of yours or not?
Nope. Well, yeah, kind of. He's my cousin. Decided to replace me, and that I wasn't needed. My niece and her followers, and him and his followers, managed to surprise me and took me from my seat of power, which, thank you for resurrecting me, because I'm going to have to kill them all. Every last one of them. You had just waved Jarl Axel goodbye as the skies turn black, the clouds thicken, and the entire landscape above Waterdeep, you can see beyond it. It's perfectly blue sky and everything's fine, but somehow the weather has shifted to completely block out the sunlight above the city of Waterdeep. You hear screams. You hear bells. All of the battles that you can see are happening in the Seaward, and they are just tearing people out of homes, killing people on the streets, making a very big show of it.
I kind of feel like this is a distraction. It's either to attack us, or it's to finish the job they failed to do on his family the day before. Aaron's going to attempt to use thieves' tools to open the lock on the gate.
So you're going to break into your father's home. A couple moments later, the door opens. You see a young man, about the same height as you, dark hair, white open robe that he's wearing, but it is covered in blood, and he just looks at you and smiles. We're going to end tonight's session there and pick up next week.
Is this what it's all about? Is this what you always do? Do you always get yourself into this much trouble? Should I be worried?